love it. We are getting ready to rock and roll here. I hope all of you guys were able to print out your workbook. I did see some of the comments that a couple of you were having problems. What I think you should try to do is go to the banner up on top, click on that banner, and then over to the right side, there's a link. Try that. But it is a PDF. Even if you can't print it off, at least what you could do is download it onto your computer, and then you can just follow along. And then you can still write the answers in if you want, okay? Because we got a lot to cover tonight. So I hope y'all have a beverage. Do you guys have a beverage here that you guys can go ahead and get prepared here? Go grab a beverage as we're getting started here. So we can drink and toast together. So who do we got on? Do we got some people on? Yes, awesome. I love it. Naomi and Bev and Dana and Michelle and April and Emily. Oh my gosh, Norma. So Stacy, Alfreda. Oh, great. Jackie, Charlene, Janine. Yay. You guys, I'm impressed that you're showing up. You guys must really want to learn the secret sauce. You guys must want to learn like what I got to teach you this week, right? So let me start by just saying, you know what? I'm happy that you're here. And, you know, I got a lot of stuff for you this week. Like I have so much information, and this is why I created a workbook this time, is because that way, you know, you can write down your answers as I'm going through this stuff, and you can refer back to it because there's a lot. Like I have a lot of stuff for you. I mean, I've been doing this work for 20 years, right? And you guys are going to be getting like 20 years worth of stuff in 5 days, you know. So I would say if you don't have the workbook printed tonight, that's fine. Just download it on your computer and maybe print it off tomorrow, by tomorrow night's lesson, because then what we'll do is I will be giving you the answers to the questions in case you haven't filled them out or couldn't find them. I'll be giving those to you at the beginning of every lesson, okay? So I want to get started. You know, we got a lot to cover, and we might as well just get rolling. And, you know, this is the series on how to reverse your diabetes. It is a 5-day series. We are going to be covering a lot of information, and what we are going to cover, though, primarily is my book. So if you guys have, you know, you guys all have a copy, a downloadable copy of my book that you can download in this group. Okay, so basically what we're doing, you guys, is we are going through my book. This book, the actual book that you can buy online, you guys have access to a free downloadable copy of that too. So what I'm basically doing with this workbook that you guys also were able to download and print off is I'm going through my chapters of the book because I have the answer for you guys who want to reverse your diabetes. If you have prediabetes or type 2, right, or insulin resistance, I have a solution. I know how to reverse diabetes. Now, here's what I also want to tell you guys. Is I'm going to give you a little bit of my background because some of you are brand new to this group and you've never heard who I am. You have no clue who I am. You're like, who is this chick? Why should I listen to her? So I want to give you a little bit of background about me too. But tonight we're going to specifically talk about, you know, what we're going to do the entire week, and also specifically what is diabetes, where should your numbers be, and things like that. Okay, so just a little bit about me, because I do think it's important for some of you who don't know who I am. We have a lot of new people in this group. Welcome, by the way. I'm so glad that you're here. You're going to get to know me very well in this group, and you're also going to get to know me, and you're going to really understand how passionate I am to help women. And this is an all-women's group, in case you haven't noticed. It always kind of baffles me that I get requests to join the group who are male. Like, I get requests every day of men that want to join the group. And in my, you know, in the description of the group, it says diabetes support group for women. And I'm like, why do men, do they not read? Or are they just trying to think I'm going to, you know, I don't like, screen the people who want to enter the group. It's kind of makes me laugh. But anyway, this is a group for women, and actually the book that I wrote is, even though it applies to men, I just really love to work with women because I am a woman and I just know what it's like to be a woman, and I think women's needs are different, our hormones are different. Everything about a woman's body is very different from a man's. And so when you're reversing diabetes or any other disease, women's chemistry is very different. So my name is Terry Dale. I'm a nutritionist. I'm also a holistic health coach. I'm the founder of the Diabetes Lifestyle Coaching Academy, and I'm very proud of this, but I am an Amazon best-selling author for 2 books. My first book was called I Refuse Chemo, and this is actually my personal story of what I went through with my cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and to be very honest with you, it was a very daunting, traumatic period of time in my life. And the reason I can identify with all of you so well in this group is because when you're diagnosed with diabetes, I know how you feel, because when I was diagnosed with cancer, it was horrible. It was scary. And so I always tell my clients, it's like, if I know how to reverse my cancer, do you don't think I can help you reverse your diabetes? I mean, come on, really? But I know exactly what you're going through, right? So even though cancer and diabetes might be different diagnoses, they're treated and they're handled very similarly. If you got cancer like I did, there was an imbalance in the body. There was an imbalance in my body. And even as a holistic coach, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, you guys. And how did somebody like me get cancer? It's because I let my defenses down. And if you read my book, you'll really understand the true story. I really think stress and my inability to manage my stress very well had a big factor in how I got cancer. And I talk a lot about that. And the reason why you guys are getting diabetes, not only because of your nutrition and your lifestyle, but it's partly because of your stress and your imbalance in your body too. So I am a woman. I've had a very scary disease. I know what you're going through, and I have your answer. If I was able to reverse my cancer in 9 months, and I've been able to help women reverse their diabetes in a very short period of time, I can also help you. I'm just saying. But you know what? You guys got to do the work. That's the whole thing. It's like, that's why I wrote this book right here is as a guide for you guys, and that's why the whole reason why I'm doing this series for you guys is because I want to actually break it down, and I want to show you what I teach, how you can reverse your diabetes. Okay? So that's who I am. I've been doing this a very, 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 very long time, and I just think I get better and better and better, not only as a coach, but also I just get better at my understanding of the body the more that I work with many of my clients, because many of my clients have many different ailments along with their diabetes. Before we get into that, though, I have to make a disclaimer, okay? This information that I'm going to be giving you all week is the result of my research, my book, and my own client case studies. This is by no means a class to diagnose disease. Most of you have already been diagnosed your disease by a medical doctor. Okay, it's very different. I don't diagnose disease. What I do is I am a holistic practitioner, and what I do is I help you guys to create balance in the body so that your body knows how to heal itself. All right? There's a big difference between having a medical disease and being a holistic practitioner, where we actually create balance in the body through everything I'm going to be teaching you over the next few days. But our strong belief is that when the body gets what it needs, when we give it what it needs, and when we create balance in the body's an amazing instrument, and it was designed and it knows how to fix itself. And my opinion is that the medical doctors mess it up all the time with giving you a bunch of medications and things like that manage your symptoms. Okay, they manage your symptoms. Now, here's what you have to know about me, and I'm going to quit talking about this. We're going. But I don't hate medical doctors. In fact, I think medical doctors are amazing. However, you don't go to a medical doctor for nutritional advice, ever, ever. Never in a million. You don't. It's not the right dog for the hunt. It'd be like me going to a dentist and asking them to give me heart surgery. Or if it'd be like me going to a dentist if I broke my leg and said, can you put a cast on my leg? You don't go to a doctor for medical or for nutritional advice. You just don't do it. They are not taught how to heal the body through nutrition. In fact, their philosophy is they don't believe that the body can heal itself. That's just the difference of medical monopolies. Okay, it's just the difference between holistic and medical. So my position is I'm always a believer that, the body can heal itself. One, because I did it myself. I was able to heal my cancer without any chemo or radiation. No toxic treatments at all. Everything was holistic. And what I teach in my academy and what I teach my clients is that how they can reverse their diabetes, with holistic remedies and holistic methods. Okay, so that is the disclaimer. I always have to make sure that I say that because I don't want to ever misrepresent and make you think that I'm a medical doctor. In fact, I would never want to be a medical doctor. If anything, I would become a naturopathic physician. But instead, I'm a nutrition, holistic nutrition coach. Okay, so what I want to do is tonight, we are going to talk tonight about the first couple chapters of my book. And we're talking about, what is diabetes? And we're talking about the 9-step wise woman process. Okay, so in my book, I talk about the wise woman process. Now, if you have your workbook all ready to go, turn to page number 1. And we're going to talk about the steps to reverse your diabetes. Before we go over the 9 steps, really quick, I need to introduce you to somebody first. Because Lisa was where you guys are at right now, watching me in the group, watching the videos. She had no clue what the wise woman process was. And I'm going to bring her on. I'm just going to chat with her for a little bit, and I want her to share her experience with the 9 steps that I've been teaching before we start. So, Lisa, I am going to bring you on right now. Sister, come on in. Let's do it. Where are you? Let's bring you on, girl. There she is. So you have to show me your video.
Hold on. There we go.
Hi, honey buns.
Hey, how are ya?
I am, I'm always fantastic.
God, my hair looks like crap.
No, you dolled up.
Okay, I did put on some makeup, girls.
You dolled up. I love it. In fact, you know what? Hold on. I made a boo-boo. Before I'm doing this backwards. Hold on. Ready? Hold on. No, I gotta show this.
Oh, Lord.
I was supposed to show this before I introduced you, or as I was introducing you. But you guys, this is Lisa, okay? Lisa has been in the academy for 3 months, and she's already a success story, okay? So I just want to, before I talk to Lisa, I just want to just share with you and the academy, and the girls in the group, where she started. So when Lisa started 3 months ago, her A1C is 7.3. Now, we don't know where her new A1C is yet because she's so new that we haven't had an update. We haven't been able to check it yet, but I'm convinced her A1C will be down. But Lisa, in 3 months, is off of all her insulin. She was on 2 forms of insulin, injectable and pill form. She's off all insulin. She's down 23 pounds and 24 inches. When you see that, are you just kind of like even blown away at yourself? Like, seriously.
You wait till the weigh-in, Terry. It's going to be on.
I know, right? That's actually only in 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Those stats.
I can't wait till May 1st.
I know. Actually, yeah. To be honest, yeah, that's really only 2.5 months because our weigh-ins are this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lisa, when you see those stats, are you just? I know you're going through it. You've been in the academy only a little bit, but talk to me, sister. Like. When you first thought about the wise woman process or the steps that you took to reverse your diabetes, were you thinking at all you could do it, or were you just, tell me about your thoughts about going into learning about this process?
My thoughts were I had to do this because I've wasted a lot of years being big, and I wanted to get my health back. So I decided one day at the gym, because my girlfriend told me about you, and said that you know how to reverse diabetes, and that excited me. So I got some information. I went to your first class, and that's when I basically introduced myself. And I was determined from then meeting you that I had to do this.
So when you first heard about me and got in the group, did you and you were told by your doctors diabetes was never reversible, right? You were told that?
Yeah, yep. It wasn't reversible, but they'll keep putting me on meds, and I really didn't want that either.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah,
that's
so
what
you
I've
you kind
learned
of
from your class.
you kind of went into it knowing that you wanted to do something about it, but you don't know how to do it, right? So
Right,
you were on
exactly.
injectable insulin and you were on insulin. And so when you first heard me talking, did you actually believe that I could help you, or were you just like, I'm going to risk it? What were your thoughts? Like, did you believe that I could? Because your doctors are telling you it's not reversible, right?
They told me it wasn't reversible, but I've heard from numerous people about you, so I had to meet you first to believe. But I mean, I was headstrong about getting this done, and
And you were
I mean
you were feeling
that's
pretty
my stubbornness
well,
probably.
and you were feeling pretty crappy too, being on
Oh
insulin,
yes,
weren't you?
oh my God. Yeah, yes I was. My knees hurt, and oh, I had headaches a lot, and those blood sugars when they're in 2 to 300s. I mean, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's not good.
Right.
So.
So just in 2 months, how different are you feeling? How are you feeling in just 2 months?
My knees don't hurt anymore. I can actually probably do a lunge now. But anyway, that's beside the point. But since I started this academy, girls, I don't know what I would have done if I would have never found Terry.
So your
Because
knees
she
don't
knows
hurt
her stuff.
anymore. Your knees don't hurt anymore. You're down 23 pounds, 24 inches. Your blood sugars were 300 in the 200s, and now they're. I mean, we haven't reversed your diabetes yet. I mean, we're very
No,
transparent about
no,
that,
we're
but we're
still
on
in the
our way.
process.
We're on our way. But your blood sugars were 2 or 300, and
Yep.
now they're down to about 130s, right? And
Yeah,
or less,
130.
and
Under
less.
sometimes under that. It just
Right.
depends on the day.
And you're off of 2 insulin medications in under 2 months.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? I think it's
I
crazy.
mean, you
I
tell
didn't
me.
ever expect to be off of it. I thought I was stuck taking medicine the rest of my freaking life. So here I am, and I'm doing your program, and I'm rocking it, and you girls can rock it too.
What was your favorite part? We're next. Thank you, Lisa, by the way. But right now we're going to be talking about. I'm going to take the girls. I'm going to actually go through each of the steps: the W, the I, the S, the E. So what are the steps? And I'll let you go. The what is diabetes, inflammation and fasting, superfoods, erratic hormones, supplements, mind, meds, no more, and awesome exercise. What was your favorite step?
Working on my mind. I'm still
Really?
working on it, but that is like the hardest is to get your mind right, but to do this work, to
Why?
get
Why is
yourself
it that? Why is it
healthy.
important to have your? Because people will say, "Well, what's the mind have to do with diabetes?" Why is it important?
Oh, it has a lot to do with it. I mean, it can either make you or break you, and you got to get your head right to be in the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But you got to have your mind right before you start this. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
not willing to do the work, then might as well
Well, you
give
know
up.
what, Lisa? Why I'm really excited because we have over 30 women who showed up tonight,
Oh, awesome!
printed out their books. I think they're like ready. They're ready to go. I think
I
they're
helped
ready
my
to go.
sister print out her book. She better be taking notes.
Michelle, you better get Lisa, listen. I am so proud of you. You are a
Thank
rock
you.
star. You are
How are you?
I love hearing that you love working on the mindset part because that for a lot of women in the academy is very difficult. I'm going to talk to these girls a lot about that this week. But a lot of times women don't think that they need the coaching or the mindset coaching, and
Well,
I
they
think it's
do.
key.
It is key, definitely. I mean, if you don't get your mind right, this ain't going to be a lifelong change. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to get your mind right first. Seriously. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what else to say besides get your mind right first, ladies.
Well, I think you're awesome. You've done an amazing job. Thanks for sharing your story. I
Oh,
appreciate it. And
thank you.
we'll actually see you later this week. You'll be back, but I just wanted to
Oh,
introduce
nice.
the girls to you because you were where they were 3 months,
I'm
2 months
willing to
ago.
help anyone that comes my way and wants to talk to me. I will definitely talk to them.
You will be an amazing mentor, for sure. All right, Lisa, I'm going to put you back to so you can watch this, and
Okay.
we'll talk to you. Thanks again for
Woo!
just showing up. Were you nervous, girl? Stop.
Yes, I was nervous. I'm still nervous. I'm sweaty right now.
Oh, you are so cute. You're so funny. All right, I love you. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Isn't she funny? She's so freaking cute. I just love her. Okay. Lisa. She makes me smile so much all the time. Okay, so now what we're going to do, ladies, I want you to turn to your books here, and we are going to start with our lesson. Okay, so what I want to go over is the 9 steps to reverse your diabetes. We are going to talk about each of these 9 steps the entire week. Tonight, we're talking about the W. The W is, what is diabetes? Okay, and if you're wondering, well, I already know what diabetes is. Well, I'm gonna go into detail really about what diabetes is, because you're being told that your diabetes is a disease that's not reversible. What I'm telling you is type 2 and prediabetes is a nutritional disease. It's not a disease. You don't have diabetes because you lack metformin. You don't have diabetes because you lack insulin. You have diabetes because of an imbalance in the body. So this is why I always say you don't want to go to your medical doctor for nutrition advice. You want to hire a coach, a diabetes expert, not a medical doctor, not a medical nutritionist, because if you go to a dietitian, what they're going to do is they're going to give you the food pyramid, and the food pyramid is not how you reverse diabetes. I'm just saying. So anyway, we're going to talk a lot about what is diabetes tonight. Then the rest of the week, the I. So if you're filling in your workbook, here you go, right? The I is inflammation and fasting. The S is superfoods. The E is erratic hormones. How many ladies in this group feel like your hormones are just out of whack all the time, right? And if you have prediabetes, diabetes, they're going to be out of whack. In fact, if you're overweight, your hormones are out of whack. Your fat-burning hormones are not allowing you to burn fat. That's why you're overweight. If you can't get weight off. If you have PCOS, you have hormone imbalance. If you have migraines, you have a hormone imbalance. If you have high blood pressure, you have a hormone imbalance. If you have leaky gut, there's something wrong with your hormone. It's all related, okay? So we go a lot over the erratic hormones. Oh, if you have cravings, and if you're constipated, if you crave sweets all the time or salt, or if you're just hungry all the time, you have a hormone imbalance, right? If you're bloated, if you have aches and pains, if you have arthritis, right? All of those are symptoms. So we're going to talk about that in the E. Then the second W is winning supplements. I love winning. I love supplements. I love them. The O is Oh My Mind. This is what Lisa was referring to. We're going to talk a lot about why getting your mindset right around your diabetes is going to help you reverse it, okay? Right now, you guys are being told you can't reverse it. You have to be on medication all your life. If you keep getting that kind of information in your head all the time, do you think you're ever going to be able to reverse your diabetes? No. I want to be the other source of words in your brain. I want to be the words in your brain that are telling you, yes, you can reverse your diabetes. Here's how. This is what we do, A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? Instead of you always hearing from, pessimistic, uneducated people that you can't reverse your diabetes, or you shouldn't fast, or you shouldn't be on supplements, or you should eat this, or you should go to a diabetes educator. All of that nonsense that you're hearing is just on this side. I want you to hear the holistic side. I want you to hear positive things. I want you to understand that it is possible for you. So we're going to talk a lot about that this week too. Then the M is meds no more. As you heard again from Lisa, she's off insulin in under 3 months. Actually in 2.5 months. She was off insulin almost her first month in the academy. How does that work? You go to your doctor, is he going to pull you off insulin? Of course not. Okay, her blood sugars were in the 200 or 300s, you guys. Okay, how do we get those down? I'm going to teach you this week. Okay, off of insulin. The A is awesome exercise. So we talk about the best kind of exercises that are going to be that are ideal for diabetes. We're going to talk about that. And then the N is the new life. Okay, so that is the Wise Woman process, or the Wise Woman steps. You can fill that in your worksheet. So what I want to talk next about is the Flexner report, because many people don't understand why the medical monopoly doesn't support holistic options. And here's why, okay? The reason why you don't see insurance covering holistic remedies, or you don't see your insurance covering nutritional, protocols, or you don't see, your insurance covering holistic treatments or supplements versus medicines is because they can't patent a medication. And here's why. Back in 1910, there was a couple really, really rich people, Rockefeller and Carnegie, who actually were funding the pharmaceutical companies, and they created a report. So it's called the Flexner Report of 1910. They created a report that stated that these certain entities were not pushing enough chemicals or drugs manufactured by Rockefeller and Carnegie. And so therefore, homeopathic colleges, chiropractors, all the Ayurvedic and the acupuncturists, they were closed down because they were not supporting pharmaceutical drugs. So that's when they started funding the schools to be able to, they gave them a lot of money to be able to push pharmaceuticals, because that's why the medical monopoly is how it is today. Because back in 1910, these rich dudes decided to create a report where they would fund all the medical schools if they would push pharmaceutical medications. And they basically closed down all of the naturopathic doctors and clinics and schools, and said, if you're not going to be pushing pharmaceuticals, we're not going to fund you. Okay, that happened back in 1910. We had not had a free medical market since 1910. So I just want you guys to understand, this is why we're at where we're at today. It doesn't mean that naturopathic medicine is wrong. It's just it hasn't been promoted by the pharmaceutical companies because they want to sell pharmaceutical drugs. You're a lot more valuable to your doctor in the clinic and the pharmaceuticals when you're on insulin and metformin and depression medication and heart medication and cholesterol medication. You're a lot more valuable to them. You're not valuable to them when you're not on their medications anymore. Okay? So just want you to understand that that is what the Flexner Report did back in 1910, which is why we're not in a free medical market now, which is why it's so important to understand why you guys are being pushed to take all these medications all the time. I'm here to tell you that once you give the body what it needs and you create balance in the bodies, our bodies know how to heal itself. Okay? That's not what the medical monopoly believes. That's not what your doctor believes. Your doctor doesn't believe your body can heal itself. The naturopaths, the holistic nutritionists, me, that's what I believe. Because I've seen it over and over and over again in 20 years of my life, and I was able to do it myself. And it's the truth. Okay? Nutrition, balance in the body, is what you need to learn. You weren't born with diabetes. I mean, some people are born with type 1, but you weren't born out of your mother's womb super sick, right? Your body knows how to be healthy. What happens is over time, we're being told and taught, and we're not doing the things that create health in the body. And then, of course, our government and our pharmaceutical companies and our medical doctors aren't promoting health. They're promoting disease by giving us wrong information and giving our body all these medications. Okay, so that's the Flexner Report of 1910. So let's talk about what is diabetes. Like I said earlier, diabetes, you guys, is not a lack of metformin. Diabetes is not a lack of insulin. Now, if you have type 1, that's different. I'm talking right now about type 2 or prediabetes. If you've been diagnosed with prediabetes, insulin resistance, or type 2, it is not because you lack metformin. It is a nutritional disease. And what diabetes is, it's your body's inability to manage blood sugar properly. That's what diabetes is. That's why you have high blood sugars. Our bodies are designed when we eat to take that sugar and push it into the cells. Okay? Somebody who doesn't have diabetes, like me, for example, I'll eat food, right? And I'm not on any medications. I eat food. The food that you eat converts the food into glucose in your body. Your body knows what to do with that glucose. It pushes it into the cells for energy. When you have diabetes and your body breaks down the food into sugar, glucose, blood glucose, your body doesn't know how to manage that sugar because there's something off in the body. So your blood sugars stay high. The sugar isn't getting into the cell. Okay? So there you go. There's your answer for what is diabetes. Okay? So when your blood sugars are high, it's not necessarily because you don't have enough, your body isn't producing insulin. It's that the insulin in your body isn't pushing the sugar into the cell. So let me give you a really simple analogy. Let me give you a really simple breakdown. When you eat, anything you eat except for fats, when you eat even proteins, when you eat any kind of carbs, everything in the world is a carbohydrate except for fats. You know what fats are, right? Like, fats like oils and, nuts have carbs in them too. But anything that is not 100% fat, butter, lard, ghee, things like that. Any carbs or proteins are going to break down into glucose. Okay, so you have glucose in the blood, all right. And what happens is when there's glucose in the blood, your body senses that there's high sugar in the blood, and there's an instant signal to your pancreas to produce insulin. So what insulin does, insulin is released when it senses your blood sugar is high, over 100, by the way. That would be 100 milligrams per deciliter would also be 5.5 millimoles per liter. So those of you who are in Canada, okay. So if you're over 5.5 or over 100, your body wants to keep your blood sugars between 80 and 100. Okay, it just wants to. That's homeostasis. That's normal. So what happens is when your blood sugar is high, your body instantly notifies the pancreas, and your pancreas releases insulin, and insulin is released. It pushes all the sugar into all the different cells of the body. We have millions of cells in our body. We have cells in our liver. We have cells in our muscles. We got cells everywhere, and it pushes all of that sugar into the cells of the body. Okay, so that's what insulin is. Insulin is a hormone that is produced by your pancreas. So there's your answer for what is insulin. Okay, so when you're diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 or even prediabetes, you have something called insulin resistance. And what insulin resistance is that when your pancreas releases the insulin to push all the high sugar into the cells, it can't get into the cell. Your cells are resistant to the insulin. So then if it can't push the sugar into the cells, it stays in the blood. Okay, which is why you guys have high blood sugars. It's not getting into the cell. It's not because you lack insulin, but what doctors do is they'll put you on insulin and they try to jam it into the cell. But the more and the more insulin you have in your body, the more you become insulin resistant. So it's really the wrong method. It's the wrong method. Okay? Now, just so we're clear, if you're type 1, we're going to talk about the different types here in a second, but if you're a type 1, your pancreas doesn't produce insulin. Thank God for insulin medication if you're a type 1. Thank God. It's not about the medication, it's how it's used. So when you go to the doctor and you get diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 and they put you on insulin, they should be arrested. Don't get me started. It's not because your pancreas doesn't produce insulin, you guys. It's because they don't know how to lower your blood sugar and fix the insulin resistance. So they give you more insulin to try to jam and force the sugar into the cell, but the cell's already too full, and it causes more insulin resistance. The more insulin you have in the body causes your insulin resistance to get worse. This is why you keep going back to your doctor and your blood sugar is higher and higher and higher, and this is why they keep giving you more and more insulin. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Why have I been able to get Lisa and many other women that you're going to see in the academy from the academy this week? They're able to get off insulin. We want to get them off insulin. That's your goal. Your goal is to get off insulin, not to be on more. Because the more insulin you're on, ladies, the more your insulin resistance is going to get worse. Okay, so insulin resistance is the inability for insulin to get into the cell. So that's the answer for the next question, okay? So in order for insulin to get into the cell, two things have to happen, okay? One, we have to get your blood sugar low, okay? But if your blood sugar is high, the reason why it's not getting into the cell is because the cell, one, is mucked up. It's mucked up. It's mucked up with triglycerides. So if the receptor is mucked up and insulin hits the receptor and it's mucked up and it can't open the door to let the sugar in, that's one reason. The other reason why inside of the cell it needs minerals to be able to open up the door. Okay? And if you're deficient in minerals, which 90% of the world's population is deficient, if you don't have the right nutrition, the right minerals that your body needs for cell receptor responsiveness, then your blood sugars are going to stay high, okay? So there's your answer for that question. So you need to have minerals present in the body in order for the cells to work properly, okay? So let's talk about what your blood sugar should be, because this is another huge misconception in the world, right? It's a huge, huge misconception. Your blood sugars should be normal should be between 70 and 100. Because remember I said if you go over 100, that's not homeostasis. Your pancreas is going to start releasing insulin, a lot of it, if you're over 100. Between that 70 and 100, your insulin is going to stay really low in the body, which is what you want, okay? So 70 to 80 milligrams per deciliter is the U.S. reading. Now, if you're in Canada or other parts of the country, there is a international standard unit measurement called millimoles per liter. So that would be mmol. Okay, so basically 70 to 100 is milligrams per deciliter, or 3.8 to 5.5 millimoles per liter. Okay, so there's two different, it's the same thing. The 70 to 100 is the same as 3.8 to 5.5. It's just that in the U.S. or Canada or other parts of the country, how they measure it is just different. The international standards are different, okay? So 70 to 100. Now, if it's lower than 70, you're going to be told that that's really bad and that you're going to be hypoglycemic. Well, if you're not type 1, under 70 is fine, but I'm not going to go too much into that because that's a little bit of a advanced teaching. But if you're under 70, chances are you're in ketosis if you don't have type 1, okay? So again, 70, 100 is normal. Now you're being told by your doctor that 126, 130, 140 is normal, and that's just not true. Because what's happening is when you have a blood sugar is over 100, your insulin is going up. You don't want your insulin to be constantly being released in your body, okay? It's just not true. They're not up on the latest research in the science, okay? So when I hear this all the time, when I hear my clients coming to me saying, "Oh my gosh, my doctor, I have an A1C of 6.4. I've reversed my diabetes." I'm like, "No, sorry, I don't mean to bear bad news, but that's not true. No, okay? So So 70 to 100 is your normal. If you're fasting, you're going to be anywhere from 70 to 90 milligrams per deciliter, or 3.8 to 5.0 millimoles per liter. Okay. Now, there's something called the dawn phenomenon, which is when your AM numbers in the morning, and many of you, I get emails and questions from you all the time about the dawn phenomenon. Like, why can't I get my blood sugars down? Because it's called the dawn phenomenon, and the reason why you can't get your blood sugars down in the morning is because you have diabetes. Okay? It's called the dawn phenomenon. Once you reverse your diabetes, your dawn phenomenon will go away. I mean, everybody has a dawn phenomenon to some extent, and what I mean by that is that everybody has the same hormones that do their thing at night. At night, you guys, I did the class on this a couple days ago about sleep. When you're sleeping, your body's healing. So when your body's healing, your body is creating all these different hormones at night when you sleep. And also in the morning, when you start to get up, your body wants to produce the hormones that wake you up in the morning, okay? And your body, to wake you up, it releases these hormones to get you up and moving. And when you have diabetes, those are mismanaged. So your blood sugar is going to be really high. Now, somebody like me, the same thing happens. My blood sugar is raised in the morning, but my blood sugar is only raised to maybe 60, 70, 80, or 90 because I don't have diabetes. I still have the same hormones that are doing its thing in the nighttime, just like you do. But when you have diabetes, you have the down phenomenon, and those numbers are high. Okay, so when you have the down phenomenon, your AM numbers are going to be over 100, or your millimoles per liter will be 5.5 or higher. Okay, so let's talk next about what your numbers should be an hour after you eat. So when you eat, normally your blood sugars are going to be higher. So if normally they should be about 126 or lower, okay, or 7.0 millimoles per liter. Now, 2 hours after a meal, they should be lower than that if your body is working properly. If your blood sugar is your body is managing blood sugar how it's supposed to be managed. And so 2 hours after a meal, it should be 110 mg, milligrams per deciliter, or 6.1 millimoles or less. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys are looking at this thing, that's not what my doctor is saying, or that's not what's happening to me. You take your blood sugars, 2 hours after the meal, and they're like 160, 180, 200. Well, this is why. You have diabetes. So we got to work on fixing the cells, fixing the diabetes. We have to work on that. We have to work on reversing the diabetes, work on reversing it, not more medications, because medications aren't going to fix the problem, okay? So I'm just giving you this information so you have something to refer to, because you're being told the wrong information. Because here's the other thing I want to share really quick. And then I'm going to bring Deb on next. Is Deb on? Debbie, I'm going to introduce you to somebody who I want you to talk to, because her blood sugars were all over the place, and she will share her story about, she's in the medical arena, right? And she was told all the time that her blood sugars were normal at 126, 130. Well, it's just not the case, because here's what's happening, you guys. Our bodies are designed to have our blood sugars between 70 and 90. That's normal. If they're over 90 chronically, 100, 110, 120, and your doctors are saying 120, 130 is fine. If they're chronically that high, you are creating damage inside the body. Okay? For example, I want you to visualize this. Picture this. Sugar in the body is like shards of glass running through all of your vessels, running through your blood, running through your veins. High sugar in the body is like shards of glass. So these little shards of glass are going in your veins, and they're scraping your veins. They're like shards of glass. So why do you think a lot of you have neuropathy? Why do you think a lot of you have, heart problems and you have pain and arthritis? Because this high levels of sugar for a chronic period of time is very, very, very harmful to the body. And then when you get insulin on top of that, insulin is very inflammatory, and insulin is also causing damage to the body. Okay? So even though insulin might be cramming sugar into the cell that's already too full, okay, you still have these chronic high shards of glass that are doing damage to your veins. This is why a lot of you have high cholesterol. Okay? Our bodies, the bad kind of cholesterol is caused by sugar. Oh, I know. All of you are probably like, really? I know. I'm just telling you like it is. This is why I want you guys to know this stuff, so that I can help you to understand your labs, and you're just not at the whim of your medical doctor who's not up on the latest science about diabetes. Now, your medical doctor might be the nicest person in the world, and there are some amazing medical doctors, okay? But if your doctor's really, really, really ethical doctor, when you go to your doctor, he should be doing this. He should be like, you know what? Here's your medications, but I really don't know how to reverse diabetes. You need to go talk to a holistic coach, and I will work with that coach to help regulate and monitor your medications. That is what a good doctor does. That is what I help you do inside the academy. I work with your medical doctor to help him see that we need you, medical doctor. We need you, kind of. We need you, medical doctor, for the labs and for the medications. But, you know, you come work with me and you learn and you get empowered. And what's going to happen? You're going to go back to your medical doctor and your labs are going to be better and better. And he's going to be like, oh, we can put you off medication. And your doctor should want to get you off medications. Right? Deb, how are you, sister? Let's bring you on, girl. Oh, I have the wrong Debbie. Oh my gosh. Debbie Valera. Oh, okay. Debbie Thomas, and you guys stay silent. Actually, I'm going to put Debbie back to panelist. Oh man, I messed this up. Okay, that's okay. We'll get there. Deb, where are you, Deb? There we go.
Hi, can you see me yet?
Hold on. There we go. Hi, Debbie. I got all the girls on here, Debbie. But I want to talk to you, Debbie Thomas and Angie. You guys are later in the week. But you guys,
see me?
I can't see you yet, honey. Can you put your?
How? No?
Not yet.
No, I don't see it. Participant questionnaire.
Let me do one here. Ask to start video. There you go. See if that works.
Oh, there I am.
Yeah. Hi, honey.
Get a little sun out of the way here. Hold on.
Hi.
Hold on. I'm trying to do something. Yeah, a little bit of that sun's coming in. Too much.
Yes. You look so pretty. Girl, let's
too dark.
let's talk to these girls. You heard me about you were in the medical arena, right?
Yeah,
and
respiratory therapist.
Yeah, and you were being told when you were in and you got diagnosed with diabetes how long ago? How many years ago?
Oh, you know, I've been at that door knocking for many years. And
right?
Not only that, then a few years back, they say, oh, you know, your heart or blood pressure or cholesterol. And I just knew from my parents and what they went through, it was the beginning of spiral. And I didn't want to do it. So I refused it all, not only the diabetes end, but the blood pressure end and the heart issue end. And, you know, and they say, oh, you've got metabolic. Well, no. Right. So somehow I came across you.
Yeah.
And it was what I knew.
Yeah. And so when you first started learning about, you know, because you were in the medical arena, so you were never being told or taught holistic remedies, right? You were always being told that, oh, you know, if you have diabetes, you need metformin and medication, and your blood sugars were in the high hundreds, weren't they?
Well, mine, I would do like in the morning, and it would be 145, 155, and then I started seeing episodes where I had lunch and all of a sudden it's like 185. And then when I got sick a year ago with the flu, I was like 189 in that, and blood pressure was going weird. So that's when I pulled back and I said, no, there's got to be a better way to take care of things. And this isn't it.
Right.
You know, that's when I've always been one to want to go the healthy way, you know, because I always said to my mom with her blood pressure,
right.
Cause. Well, I don't know. Why are they treating something they don't know what the cause is? Because I knew there was a cause.
Right. So you were your A1C was 6.7.
Mm-hmm.
And
I need to get another one. I'm down. The last one I did was like a 5.6, but
no, 5.2.
5.2.
Yeah, I looked at your labs right before we started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's better than what I.
Right.
Yeah.
5 point. I mean, you went from 6.7 to 5.2, and you've lost 46 pounds.
And I don't even know inch wise because I mean.
I do. I have your stats right here.
Oh. Okay.
Let me help you out, girl.
Thank you.
After all, you are in my academy, and I do keep track of this stuff. But you guys here's the deal. You guys get so healthy, you don't even think about your diabetes anymore. That's what's happened. You reversed your diabetes, and you don't even think about it anymore, do you?
Well, I went from being like in a size, I should have been in a 14, but I refused it like you refused diabetes.
Right.
Crammed my body into an 11, 12. Now I'm in an 8.
Oh, my word.
Yes. Yep. And I feel good. I'm always told I look better, my skin better, and, you know.
Right.
I feel good. And, you know, you were talking about the body aches. I mean, I'm 65. So when you wake up in the morning, you just are told, well, you know, it's part of getting older. You know what? I don't hurt in the mornings anymore. I don't hurt at all. And I feel really good.
Right. Oh, my
So
word, girl.
it's a lot of things. Even something as simple as you had mentioned it once and my mouth dropped is even the skin, the heels of my heels. Yeah, my feet. I had, since my daughter, she's 33, since I gave birth to her, I've had cracked, tried heels.
Right.
And I was a diabetic in that pregnancy with her. But since I've been with you, I have nice feet.
And would you mind sharing how old you are?
I'm 65.
You're 65, and you reversed your diabetes
and lost weight. And those two combined should never happen, right?
Well, that's what you're being told, right?
That's what I'm saying. And I feel good. And
you look so amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You
know,
do.
Hair's getting blonder as I get older. You know, hey, maybe this class reverses gray.
So when you I don't even remember how you found me either, but you were in the big group, like all these ladies here who are watching, right? You were in the group and you were kind of stalking me for a while, right?
Oh, I definitely was stalking you. I was watching and I was trying a little bit, and I put a little question out there, you'd answer a little bit. But then I saw my body responding there, and I thought, no, I want more. And it was my husband that said, you know what, go for it. Because we could see changes in my blood sugars just from what you were sharing there. And I knew you knew a lot, because what empowers me is going to that store and looking at the ingredients and seeing all the poison that they're poisoning us with, but that we have options to eat good and and your body will respond so beautifully if you do what is being told, because you do layer upon layer. Mm-hmm. And it's phenomenal. Because like at my age, you're not supposed to be able to lose weight, you know?
Well, right. And I hear this all the time. In fact, I've gotten, this past couple of weeks, I've gotten emails from women who are in their 60s, and they're like, I'm just too old. I don't think I can lose weight. And I'm like, girl, well, you're not, if you think you can't, you won't. Right?
Oh, no.
If
thing wasn't even about losing
over and over again that, I'm not able to, and you keep listening to your doctors, you're not going to. But it's possible, because of course, I have proof all the time for you guys, that it is possible. And you're one amazing example of it.
Well, when I think I've told you before, I go to a doctor, she's an MD, but she's also holistic. And when they saw me come in, because they would try to share things with me, but that never worked. There were certain things in the foods that you and I know it won't work. So I go in there and their mouths drop and they go, whoa, we want what you have. And I said, isn't that funny? You're holistic and you teach about diabetes, but Terry Dale's way is working. I said, I can share somewhat with you if you like, but their mouths were dropped when they saw the difference in my weight and my numbers and everything. They were blown away, so yeah.
And you've been working at this for how long?
Well, stalking you for about a month or two before the program, but I'm your August group. And I've kept it steady. I need to, like when all this hit the fan, nobody wants to come near you because they're afraid you're going to give them the cooties. So I haven't gone to a doctor or done any lab work, So, but I do check periodically, and my blood sugars are always under 100. I'll be in the 90s.
So I want to share a story about you to everybody, because I think a lot of women will be able to relate to this. But when you had diabetes, you were one of the women who, and I do have everybody in the academy check their sugars if they've been diagnosed with diabetes, because we want to see, especially if you're on medications, we want to be able to see how your body's responding to the protocol that I'm putting you on, right? So you were always like checking your sugars, and you were kind of
too much.
You were kind of a little bit anal about it, and you were kind of addicted to it, right? Yeah, a little bit neurotic. But after, what I teach is that once you've reversed your diabetes, you have to keep your number under 5.6 for at least 6 months. And you've done that. So you're officially reversed your diabetes. So I told you, I think it was month 4, because you kept saying, I want to check my blood sugars. Why is it 95? Why are they should be under 7? And I said, stop checking your blood sugars.
Well, that was during some fasts too. My body just responds differently. Yeah.
And so my point is that isn't it amazing to not have to check your blood sugars?
Well, my fingertips like it too, you
right?
know.
Because
Yeah.
and why is it that you don't have to check your sugars anymore?
Because I'm doing as I'm supposed to be doing and with what you've taught. So I don't have that need or urgency to check it.
You have
And
confidence,
occasionally,
right? You feel so
well,
confident,
yeah.
right?
No, I do.
Talk
I have
about
a
that,
lot.
Deb. Talk about the confidence of not having diabetes anymore, and you're not afraid it's going to come back, and you're not checking your blood. Talk about that confidence that you have in just the new
Well,
freedom.
if you know me, I mean, you hear me, I'll share with you. I mean, if I talk to somebody at Verizon on the telephone, it doesn't matter who or where I'm at, I always bring up the positive of this. I mean, this program is great because we've all been told doom and gloom on the medication. And I refused it, but then meeting you, it gave me, with all honesty, and my heart and mind, I knew I didn't need it. I didn't doubt. And she teaches us about a strong why. And I had a hard why as to why. And, but just, I feel good. And I know that if I go back, yeah, maybe it could come back, but I'm not going back. I worked too hard on this.
Right.
And I just like feeling good. They just ingrain in you, you know, like they'll say somebody's a teenager. Oh, that's what they do at being a teenager. Well, oh, you're older. That's what happens when you're older. No, it doesn't.
Right.
None of it does.
Right.
And I mean, I have that confidence it's going to continue. I drive everybody crazy. They'll go, oh, here, look at all this good stuff in it. And I go, no, it's got this in it.
Right. Well, the thing is, too, is your desires have changed.
Oh my gosh, total taste bud
like
change.
You go from craving sweets and craving crap and not knowing that you know what to eat to just be like, oh, it becomes. I hate to be complacent, and I hate to be, or not complacent. That's not the right word. I hate to be demean the fact that some of the people in this group are struggling, because I know they are. But what I'm trying to share is that it becomes easy when you have the tools.
Well, mine wasn't even sugars. Mine was like potato chips, French fries.
Same thing, right?
But I'd like to have a coconut with it. But now, I mean, you just realize, and you teach us so many neat things that you can do with your food. You don't miss it. Your taste changes, and it's nice and it's fun to cook. I mean, I'm not one that likes to cook, but I've come up with some pretty good things that I've learned from you guys as well as on my own. And Danica, this group is phenomenal. And I have 3 brothers, and I've always wanted a sister, but in this group, I have about 40 some sisters, and it's awesome. There's not a time I can't call on any one of them. You know, in fact, one of the girls in the group, Tanya, I think it was, she said, I think I saw you at Costco. So I guess, you know, her and I live in California, so she saw me at Costco.
So funny.
So, I mean, it's a small world, but it's been fantastic. And it's good with what's going on, I don't have any fear about what's going on out there. I feel good.
Because you've built, in addition to the diabetes, we build our immune system. They go hand in hand, right?
And the vitamins that you recommend, oh my God. Remember the first time I said to you, I go, oh, I got it. And I'm like this. And I said, and you go, how did you mix it? I said, well, I put it in an 8-ounce cup. You go, no, sip it all day. Sip it all day. I was like on crack. I felt so good.
Yeah.
Not that
well,
I know
that this is the perfect example of what happens when your body gets what it needs, and you create balance in the body. When you have diabetes or type 2 or insulin resistance, your body's
always dragging.
You don't feel good.
Mm-mm.
You know. So
and the one thing people tell me, and I never even thought about it, is they go, your face coloring looks so good. And I went, really? Because all I see is wrinkles, but okay. You know?
Yeah. Awesome.
But no, I'm definitely, you're not getting rid of me for a long time.
Well, you're part of the sisterhood. This is what we do, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a true bond in there, and it's like a club for women. I mean, it really.
Well, you know, and at first
health club for women.
But at first people don't believe. But then as everybody saw the changes in me, you know, at first they thought I was crazy. What do you mean you're not going to have a beer or a wine, or you're not going to have this or that? Oh, poor you. I go, no, not poor me. I'm feeling good. But then they saw it is like about 3 months with me, just getting my cells healthy. That's all I really was looking for, was just getting my body healthy. But then on its own, the weight dropped, and that shocked me. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm eating healthy, but the weight came off that I didn't. And
so
now
fun.
And now I'm back to where I was in high school. So somebody will go, "Oh, you're skinny." And I go, "Well, this is the Debbie that was on my driver's license since 15. So thank you."
Oh, girl, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I light up. You're so inspiring. And I
Aw.
know there's so many women that are watching this tonight. They're like, I want that. I want what she has. And you are going to be, when these new girls, if they decide to join us, you're going to be their mentor. I'm so, because you're just such a cheerleader in the academy.
Well, it's like you've given us
so
an
proud of you.
opportunity to eat from the tree, to be
Yeah.
the tree of life. And it's like,
Yeah.
the fountain of youth.
Fountain of youth. Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well,
yeah.
thanks, Deb, for sharing. I
welcome.
appreciate your,
welcome.
again, you and your encouragement. And I'm going to put you back so you can
Okay.
watch it. And we'll see you probably later this week.
Yes,
Okay.
Thursday. I
Okay,
think.
bye.
Okay.
All right, so I want to talk to you guys about a couple things that she said. We're still on page 3, I think, here, where we're talking about where our blood sugar should be. And then I'm gonna look at my screen here, and I'm gonna take some questions. I'm gonna do a couple giveaways, but I want to talk a little bit about something Deb said about. She said that she's not afraid of her diabetes coming back, but it could come back. Okay, it's similar to me. I'm not afraid of my cancer coming back, but it could come back. Okay, there's a difference. When you reverse your diabetes, it's gone. When you reverse your diabetes, here's how you know you've reversed your diabetes. Your A1C is under 5.6 and you're not on any medications and you feel amazing. Okay? If you're on medications and your A1C is under 5.6, you haven't reversed your diabetes because you're still using medications to medicate. All right? So when you reverse your diabetes, of course it could come back. This is why so many people, it's the same with weight, right? You lose weight, and why do women's weight come back? Why does their weight come back? It's because they haven't made it a lifestyle. And I don't mean to make that sound cliche, but here's what making it a lifestyle means. In the academy, I teach you how to create balance in the body. And when you create balance in the body, you feel amazing. Your blood sugar starts to become normal. You get off medications. Your cravings for crap, excuse me, I almost said, oof. Your cravings for crap go away. And you become less hungry, okay? And your mindset around all of this is a part of it. Your cravings, your hormones, your inflammation, everything that's on the 9 steps, all of it's a part of it. This is why this is a process. This is why we work on 9 things. It's not just one thing. So many of you guys in this group think that, if I take a supplement, I'm going to reverse my diabetes. This is why I love supplements. But it's never just one thing. You guys, a lot of you guys are listening to the ads and saying, let's get some Trulicity because they're marketing, a pill to take and I'll reverse my diabetes, or I'll take one supplement and it's going to reverse my diabetes. It's never just one thing, you guys. This is what I know. It's 9 things you need to work on. 9. All these 9 things together, we got to work on them. Because once you work on these 9 things together, which is what I'm going to teach you all week, when you work on these 9 things in the order, in the right order, there's a reason why the order is important too. Because, my M for meds no more is my 7th step. If I was to, pull you off of medications right away, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's going to be very bad. That's why it's the 7th step. Why do you think supplements is my 5th step? We don't even talk about supplements initially because the supplements aren't the main thing. Okay? Exercise is my 9th step. Exercise doesn't even come because exercise alone is not going to reverse your diabetes. In fact, exercise, most people who have type 2 diabetes, they can't even exercise. This is why it's the 9th step. We don't even talk about exercise for weeks. Okay, it's important, but it's not key. The key is the order that I have here. The key is learning what your diabetes, how you get it, what your blood sugar should be, what we got to do, setting up a protocol. the eye, inflammation, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, is all the inflammation in your body. What's causing the inflammation, why you have inflammation, how to get rid of the inflammation. If you don't get rid of the inflammation, you're never going to get rid of diabetes. Your doctors tell you this? You go to your doctor and you bring up the inflammation, they think, oh, that's a bunch of hoo-hoo. You bring up anything about inflammation or even supplements, they're like, oh, that's not going to work. That it's a gimmick. I hear that word. It's a gimmick. All right, well, okay, medical doctor, I'll see you in 3 months when my client goes back to you and, she's off of her medications and her blood sugar, her labs that you are ordering, her labs are down. Now, what's the gimmick? Ugh, I get so fired up. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, yes, of course, when you reverse your diabetes, it's an amazing thing. But what's the point of reversing diabetes if you haven't taught your body how to maintain that? What's the point of losing all this weight if you haven't taught your body how to maintain it? And if you're using willpower all the time, you're never going to sustain longevity and weight loss and reverse your diabetes because it's too hard to fight against willpower. Like if I say that you can never have cookies again, you're going to look at me like, F you, It's like, I don't want to do that. How about we train your body not to even desire a cookie? If I tell you right now you can't drink alcohol ever again, you're going to be like, F you, I'm not going to, or whatever the word you want to use. I can't do that. You should be able to have alcohol. Yeah, and you can have alcohol. The problem is what if I taught you, we trained your body the best way possible, create a balance so that you don't crave the things that are causing you disease. I reversed my cancer in 9 months without chemo and radiation. I can help you reverse your diabetes in probably even less time than that. Everybody's different. Okay? Very confident in what I do. Very confident in what I do. Not even concerned about anybody who thinks I'm a fraud or I'm a gimmick, because I'm not. And when people say that or your doctors say that, it's just because they have egos and they are uneducated and they're being ignorant. And then once you go back to your doctor and you can prove to them that your labs are better, then they usually eat crow. I'm being very, very blatant with you guys tonight, but you're ready for it. You're up for it. You're here. You're here for a reason, so that's why I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you straight. Okay, so I'm going to finish this section on what should your blood sugars be. Then I'm going to look at my some questions, and then we're going to go over the last particular part of this, and I'm going to introduce you to one more person, and then we'll be done. Okay, so at bedtime, your blood sugar should be 90 to 110 milligrams per deciliter, and then 5.0 or 6.1 millimoles per liter. So the Canadian conversion is 5.0 to 6.1. Okay, so that's that blank. Many diabetes medications that you guys are being put on have black label warnings. Did you know that? If you actually looked at the medications your doctors are putting you on, they have black label warnings. Along with all the medications that you're being put on for your diabetes, they're causing you symptoms. Putting a medication on something is only a Band-Aid, okay? So the Band-Aid is covering up the problem temporarily, maybe taking away the symptom temporarily, but it's not fixing the underlying root cause, which now you know what the root cause of diabetes is. I taught it to you tonight. See, question number 3, right? What is diabetes? Diabetes is not a lack of medications. Diabetes is not hereditary or genetic. Okay, type 1, little different story. If you're born with type 1, that's a different story, okay? But most people aren't born with type 1. Most people, they get type 1 onset due to some other things. Could be a genetic thing there. But type 2 and prediabetes is not genetic, you guys. It's not genetic. No, it's genetic if you were brought up in a household where your parents taught you how to eat fried chicken and wings and crappy food, and you got diabetes because you're eating all that crap your whole life. But that doesn't mean it's genetic. It means that you were taught how to eat bad, right? So again, it's what our body, what we have put in our bodies, what we have been taught. It's not your fault. I'm just saying that it's time to take some responsibility and get educated. And that's what I'm trying to do, is get you guys educated so that you can be empowered, so that you can be like, okay, this is the deal. What do I got to do? What do I got to do? Let's just get, because coming out of this, on the other side of this, you know, like for me, when I came out, when I didn't have cancer anymore, there is not a better feeling in the world than having a clean bill of health. Nothing. Just like for Deb and for a few of the other girls you're going to meet this week, when you're told you don't have diabetes anymore, you wait. There is nothing more joyous than that. And that is what all of you guys, every single one of you watching this right now, all of you guys can have that. But you are the one that has to make that decision. I can't make that decision for you. I can teach you till you're blue in the face. But if you don't make the decision and do it, what's that going to do? Okay, you've got to do the work. All right, I am going to go and answer a couple questions. Karen, are you on deck? Are you ready? I'm going to call on you here in a little bit. All right, let me get my very sexy readers on. They make me look very sexy. And let's look at some questions. Let's see. Boy, I've been doing so much talking that there's a lot of stuff on here. Does anybody have any questions so far about any of what I've talked about tonight? Go ahead and start asking. I want to give away, because all of you guys have access to my diabetes book, I want to give away a couple of my hard copies signed for you of my book. You can get this at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Amazon. It's in bookstores all over the country, Barnes & Noble online. But I wanna gift it to a couple of you guys tonight. So I'm going to do a little quiz. Okay? I'm going to do a little quiz. And Ingrid's going to be my eyes and my ears. Okay? All right, Ingrid, I'm putting you on the spot. So the first person to type in the comments to answer this question, the first person to give me the two reasons or the two things that must happen for insulin to work to open up the door of the cell. The first person that types the two correct answers in is going to get a signed copy of my book. Go. All right. That's the question. Patricia, yep, it's totally fine. I'm the first member of the family who is diabetic. My family in South Mary. Right. Yeah. Jackie, I'll catch up watching the video again. Emily's, this is what my husband seems to think. Yeah, right? I know. This is what I'm telling you, you guys. You guys are being told so much wrong information. Just remember this. If you can take anything away from you tonight, think of it like this. I want you to always think about this analogy. When you go to your medical doctor, heaven forbid if you ever get into a car accident, if you ever have an infection and you need some antibiotics, if you ever need surgery or trauma care, thank God for our medical doctors. They are brilliant. They're the best in the world at trauma care. They're the best in the world. If you need surgery or you need, like an operation or stitches, they're the best in the world for that. But when you go to the doctor and ask them how to cure heartburn, they have no clue. So think of it like this. Would you go to a dentist for a broken leg? It kind of seems silly, right? It's like, well, no, you go to a dentist to get your teeth fixed. Right. You don't go to a medical doctor for nutrition advice or for a nutritional disease. So when you go to your doctor and you ask him, well, how do I reverse my diabetes? He's going to always say medicine, because they don't know how to reverse it. They know how to manage a symptom. And to be honest, they're doing a really lousy job at that, because all of you guys are on medications for many, many, many years. Have they gotten you off of medications? No, they keep putting you on them. Why isn't your doctor pulling you off of medications? Because he's not giving you the right nutritional advice or the right 9-step process to be able to do what it takes to get off medications. That is what we do, and I want to teach you. Okay? Okay. Did anybody get the question? Let's see. Let's see. Patricia, you are so right. Doctors cover up the symptoms prescribing, but no reverse diabetes, although so dependent on meds. I know. Patricia, I want to stop treatlessly insulin. Yes, Patricia, of course you do. That's why Mama You come to mama. I'll help you, girl. It's so easy for it's okay. It's not easy, but it's easy. Bianca, lower inflammation, create body in the balance. Close. I need the first person for insulin to work. For insulin, it was it's on your page 3. I gave you the two reasons. All right, so the first person to give me that answer will get a book. The other question I'm going to ask is, let's see. Okay, here's my second question. The first person to answer this question will also get a signed copy of my book mailed directly to them and at their door, at their home. Okay, here's my second question. Whoever is the first to answer this question. Ready? What is diabetes? There you go. All right, Karen, I'm calling on you next, girl. And then we're going to talk about, let me talk about this first. Sorry, Karen. I'm going to talk about this first. So on page 3 of your workbook, I want to talk about the different types of diabetes. Now, there's more than just 3, but I'm just going to talk about these 3 tonight because there's a 1.5. I write about it in my book here. You guys can look it up in my book, but there's different kinds of diabetes, more than just the type 2 and type 1. There's a 1.5, there's a type 3, a type 3C. I mean, there's a bunch. But what I want to talk about is the main ones tonight, because those other ones, the type 3, the 3C, the 1.5, are all, you're going to get these first anyway before they develop into those, okay? So pre-diabetes, and again, we are on the bottom of page 3. What prediabetes is when your blood sugars are chronically between 100 and 125, or your A1C is 5.7 to 6.4. Okay? So many of you are being told when you go to your doctor, oh, my A1C is 6.3. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. It's not true. You're still pre-diabetic because your blood sugars are high. And remember, what does sugar do in the body? Shards of glass. Shards of glass. Okay? Our bodies are designed to only have 1 teaspoon of sugar in it at a given time. Our body does not have negative impact when it has 1 teaspoon or less of sugar in the body. 1 teaspoon of sugar in the body is equivalent to 100 milligrams per deciliter, or 5.5 millimoles per liter. Okay? It's crazy. Nobody's teaching this stuff. Even the diabetes educators aren't teaching this stuff. They're telling you 126 is fine. 5.9 or 6.0 is totally fine. I mean, it's better, but it's not reversed your diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, if your blood sugars are 126 or more, or if you have an A1C of 6.5 to 7.9, that's the diagnosis for type 2. And then type 1, here's the deal with type 1 is that initially when you're type 1, your blood sugar is going to be really high, because when you're type 1, your insulin isn't working, your pancreas isn't even working. So you're probably not at that point insulin resistant because you don't have enough insulin, so your sugars are really high, right? So they have to put you on insulin. Okay, when you become insulin resistant is when you're type 1 and the doctors give you too much insulin because your nutrition sucks. And you're managing your food and you're managing your diabetes with insulin. Okay? I love working with type 1 diabetics. I love it because I can help most diabetics type 1 who work with me, they're overweight and they feel like crap because they have too much insulin in their body causing inflammation. So what we want to do is we want to get their blood sugars between that 80 to 100 consistently with insulin. Okay? So type 1 diabetics, you still want your insulin to be lower in your body, and you want your blood sugars to be low, but you want to be able to manage it better. Okay, instead of managing what you eat with a bunch of insulin to keep your blood sugars down. So there's a difference, okay? Then the very last question, this is kind of a trick question, but it says the A1C is the blood test that will tell you if you're diabetic or not. Is that true or false? What do you guys think? A1C is the standard measurement of how to determine if you are diagnosed with diabetes. It's not the only test, but it is the only test that the doctors use to give you a diagnosis of diabetes. So the answer for that one is true. Okay, Karen, let's do this, girl. You guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to somebody. Her name is Karen, and I am going to share my screen first because I wanted to introduce you to her. You're going to love Karen. She's amazing. Karen has been in the academy for 6 months. She is another success story. She has reversed her diabetes. And I am going to have Karen come on right now. Hi, Karen. Oh, that's Deb. I got the wrong one. There she is. How come Debbie's back on? I got to remove Deb. Okay. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Terry.
You got all
How are
dolled up
you?
too. Hi.
A little.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Did you, is it fun seeing the stats of you saying that you reversed your diabetes?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so happy.
Did you think it was possible?
Possible, yes, but I got stuck, so
Why did you get stuck?
I didn't know what to do anymore. I thought I was eating healthy. I thought I was doing the right things, and I got stuck and I couldn't lose weight anymore.
So did your doctor not know how to reverse diabetes?
He just told me to eat low carb. That's all he said.
Yeah.
He said, eat low carb.
And then you were on, tell me what medications you were on.
I was on metformin.
Okay, and your blood sugars averaged what?
While I was on metformin, 130 to 160 usually.
And you were told that was pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How did
Totally fine.
How did you feel?
Not great. Tired. I was really tired a lot. Achy. I had a lot of digestive problems.
Were you getting sick a lot?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I got sick every 3 months. Every 3 months.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's you did. You were getting sick a lot. So you were you joined, you were in the group like these other women are, and you were kind of
Yes.
a stalker for how long? About a year, right?
Yep. About a year.
And when you were in the group, you had lost 40 on your own, right? In the group, just being in
50. I lost 50 on my own, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Being in the group, right? And then
Yeah.
but you were still on metformin and your A1C was 8.5.
Yes. It was.
And
Which
now
means I was in the high 180s on average, my sugar.
6 months later, you're down 60 pounds.
Yep.
A1C is 5.5. And it's been at
Yep.
5.5 for over 6 months, so you've reversed
Yes.
your diabetes. You're down 21.5 inches.
Yep.
Your blood sugars have been under 90, pretty much 80 to 100 all the time, aren't they?
Yes. Yep. I don't worry about it going up anymore. Not normally. If I'm like extremely stressed out about something, then I might test, but it's usually still between 80 and 100.
And how does that, honestly, how does that, are you just proud of yourself? How amazing is
So
this?
proud. So proud. So proud that I don't have to see it on my medical chart anymore.
Your doctor took diabetes off of your medical chart.
Yes. Took it off my chart. He says, you're
Wow.
no longer diabetic. I'm not keeping it on your chart.
Was your doctor just blown away because he wasn't able to help you?
No, he told me to go to you. He's like, you need to hire a nutritionist because I don't know anything about this.
See, that, honestly, to be honest, that is a good medical doctor. That's a good medical doctor.
He's like, I know, but
he doesn't know. Admitting that he doesn't know. And he was actually working really well. I mean, sometimes he said some things I was like, I don't think so. But, you know,
Yeah.
but he was working really well with us, right? And we got you off the metformin. You're on no diabetes medication at all.
No.
Down 60 pounds, 21 inches. You reversed your diabetes. Let's say this again. You reversed your diabetes.
I reversed my diabetes. I do not worry. I'm kind of like that. It could come back, sure. But am I worried it is? Nah, not worried.
Isn't that empowering? Honestly, isn't that just the best feeling in the world?
If the best feeling in the world is knowing what foods I can eat and just eating those foods. And I don't crave the bad stuff anymore. I don't want it.
Did you think that would ever happen or ever be possible?
No. I never thought I'd be that person. I really didn't. I thought I was going to be that person that ended up on insulin because of the craving.
You really thought you were going to have to be on insulin?
I think that if I hadn't gotten to the academy, I might have got my A1C down, but I don't think it would have been sustainable. I think I would have slipped right back into my bad habits.
And even with, this whole thing that's going on with the pandemic and, you're not nervous about your diabetes, right?
Nope. I'm not even worried about COVID. Not worried. I have a strong immune system. Guys, I haven't gotten sick in 6 months. 6 months.
What did I tell you when you joined? I said we got to work on. I said I can tell you have a bad immune system because you're sick all the time, right?
Right.
What did I say? What did I say repeatedly to you when you kept getting sick?
You kept saying, "Stay the course."
Mm-hmm.
Stay the course.
We got to build your immune system.
Good nutrition. I stay away from gluten because that's really tearing you up.
So I want to ask you the same thing I asked Lisa. Out of the steps, the what is diabetes, inflammation, superfoods, erratic hormones, winning supplements, oh my mind, meds no more, awesome exercise. What was your favorite step?
Superfoods, because I learned a lot about even foods you think are very healthy for someone with diabetes. Their bodies can't tolerate it, like fruit. You would think fruit's healthy, but not all fruit's healthy.
And you love to cook. You love to cook.
I love cooking. I cook every day. And I make new recipes up, and I take recipes that are unhealthy and make them healthy, make them fit into my food plan.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways you can do that now. There's so many good things out there.
So I'll get a question a lot of times like, well, I love to eat. I love to cook. I could never reverse my diabetes. Well, you love to cook.
And I did.
And you did it. So it is possible, right? So
absolutely.
So you ladies they're sitting there saying, oh, I'll never be able to do this because I like to eat. Well, you like to eat because your cravings and your body's out of balance. You can still eat good foods and create a different change in your palate. You create new machinery in your body that actually craves and enjoys healthier food, right?
Like I crave roasted vegetables all the time now.
Yeah. So what size were you when you started? Like what size?
I was almost a 24. I'm now down to a 16. Probably lower, but I don't wear jeans all that often. So
yeah, we got our weigh-ins this weekend. So
yes, we do.
Well, Karen, I mean, seriously, you just, I know that the day that it was just last week when you posted that your doctor took your diabetes,
took it off my chart.
Took it off your chart. You were just like so excited about that. Tell the girls, that share with them how possible it is for them to do the same thing.
It's very possible. You stay the course. We're all here to support you. We all have awesome recipes that will replace food that you like to eat. Mm-hmm. You can make anything healthy, just about. I'm not gonna say everything, but just about. You can make anything. But.
Yeah. And what would you say was the most challenging for you? Like, because when you started, you felt really you were fatigued a lot. You were, you were overweight. You were sick a lot. Your blood sugars were high. But I remember you complaining a lot about fatigue. But what was the hardest part about reversing your diabetes for you?
The
most challenging, I should say, that you overcame. That was like, wow.
Learning to only eat 3 times a day or 2 times a day and not snacking, because the nutritionist I saw before Terry told me I should be eating 6 times a day.
Oh my word.
Yes. Breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack.
You guys, this is my point about, this is my point. This is my point. You guys are being told the absolute wrong information because these certain dietitians and diabetes educators are all educated from the medical arena, which they don't know about how to reverse diabetes. And so
They really don't. I was told to eat 60 grams of carbs per meal and 15 per snack. And I was like, I think that's too much. And she's like, no, it's not. It's fine. I was like,
but yet you were on metformin and you were 60 pounds heavier and your
yeah,
blood sugars were high and they weren't coming down, and that's okay.
apparently. She said, it's okay if you end up on insulin. It's not your fault. I said, I don't want to be on insulin. That's why I'm here. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I never went back to her. I'm like, you're not helping me.
Well, again, this I don't share this to try to criticize others. I share this because I just want everybody to know that you have a choice to be able to make the decisions that are based on science and research and based on health and not drugs, because everybody in that area of their expertise is their diagnosis and all of that is based on medical medication principles. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it is though. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. You're on metformin. You're okay.
Yeah.
Or my doctor said, well, as long as your blood sugars are under 180, it's fine.
Yeah.
You won't have to be on insulin.
Well, don't you feel so much better that you're empowered and you know differently and and
well, guys, I'm going to tell you, I started telling my doctor what I was going to do. I was like, I'm not going on thyroid medication. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking blood pressure meds. I don't need blood pressure meds. Stop trying. He was trying to push them on me for a while, and I said no.
Yeah, let's close with that. Let's close with how you're now so educated and so knowledgeable and so empowered about your own health that now you go to your medical doctor and you're not a pushover anymore. You actually go there, you're educated, you ask him questions, and you say, you go to him with information, and if they don't know it, you're empowered enough to say, no, that's not what I want to do. Can you help me with this or this or this? You're just so much more empowered when you go to your medical doctor versus when you used to be at the whim of them and scared to go, right? Most people are scared to go to their doctor.
I didn't know any better. I thought they were telling me. I trusted him. I trusted my doctor. I still trust my doctor, but he's been amazing.
Yeah, you actually have a good one. You have a good doctor. And again, just so the whole world knows, so I don't get hate email, I am not against medical doctors. I have clients that are medical doctors. I love medical doctors, but a good medical doctor will own up to knowing that he or she is not an expert in nutrition. They get in 8 years of med school, they get 2 days of nutrition. So a good medical doctor will be, yes, Karen, yes, patient, I will manage your medications for you, but I really think you should go see a nutritionist that knows about diabetes, and I'll work with him or her. That's a good medical doctor, and that's what yours did. And I do have a lot of really good ones, but there's some
he was all for it. He said that your nutritionist will know, and your nutritionist will help you reverse diabetes, because she's like, I don't know. I don't have the time. Just talk to your nutritionist. That's what he told me.
Yeah. Well, I said, okay. And that's a good, that is actually a really good doctor. Did you ever ask him if I could interview him, by the way?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'll message him.
So
Karen, he's very good.
I know. I want somebody like him to be able to testify, to be able to share, how you were able to work with him. We were a team. You and him and me, we were a team. And that's how you got your diabetes reversed, because we had a good health team.
Exactly. Ladies, you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. Just stay the course and have faith, and we're here to support you.
Karen has become kind of a mentor inside the academy now. So all you guys, you'll be able to meet Karen, and she's amazing. And if she can do it, right, they can.
That's right. That's
awesome,
what Danica said, and that's why I joined.
Yeah. Any last minute thoughts?
Meet her.
Any last minute thoughts?
You guys can reverse it. I'm telling you, you can. You just have to stay the course. And there are going to be ups and downs. We all have them. I still have them. But it's about how you work through them. It's about how you fail forward.
What's your next goal? What are we working on next?
Healing my gut. Better. Healing my gut.
You got it, sister. I'm all in. Are you in? I'm all in, sister. We got
I'm all
this.
in. It's going to
All
be
right.
a fun ride to try to heal it.
Well, we already are healing it because you haven't been sick for a long time.
Yeah.
That's the
That's a
first-
good sign, but there's other things still going on though.
Yes.
So
That everything takes time. Can't do
yeah,
it.
but I'm
Yeah.
getting there.
Yes. All right, darling. Thanks for sharing. You're awesome.
Okay.
I will see
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye. I'm going to put you back to attendee, okay? Okay, cool. All right. So, let's review your first session and then we're going to be done for the night. So, I loved sharing this night with you. You guys, nothing lights me up more than teaching. I love coaching. I love teaching. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. And anybody who shows up to be a part of watching these classes, I'm all in with you, ladies. I am all in with you. I appreciate you showing up because when you show up, it shows me that you're wanting to make a change. And people that want to make a change can. So I'm so grateful that you showed up tonight to be a part of this first class of session 1. We're going to repeat it again tomorrow. We're repeating it tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Central tomorrow, same time. Tomorrow we are talking about the eye, inflammation and fasting. So we're going to talk a lot about what inflammation is, how you get it, how you can get rid of it, and then you're going to meet some other amazing ladies so that you can be inspired. The whole reason why I bring ladies on is so that you can be inspired by them and you can know that it's possible for you. Anybody can do this if they make a decision to do it. Okay? So show up. If you didn't get your workbook printed off tonight, print it off to be able to fill in the blanks. I'm going to do some more giveaways tomorrow night. By the way, Ingrid, did anybody win the book? Did anybody win the questions? Anybody answer the questions? I'm looking. Did anybody get them? Oh, thanks, ladies. But, you know, I mean, you're sweet. Norma, you're so awesome. I can't wait to join. Yes, you're awesome, too. Emily, this is awesome. See, this is what it's all about. I want this series to blow your mind. I want this week to be a week of rejuvenation for you. I want this to be a week of decision making for you. I want this to be the week of empowering. You've been inundated with so much crap, so much negative crap out in the world for the past 2 months, right? It's like, come back to me. Come in here. Let's learn and let's be uplifted and let's figure out how we can become healthy and improve ourselves. And we're all ladies in this group, and that's why I love the Academy, and that's why I love this group, is because we can bond when it's all women. We don't have to worry about the dudes messing up the mix, right? So I want to be here for you guys. I want to be a source of information for you guys. I want to be a one that can empower you and help you, because nothing lights me up more than stories like Karen and Lisa and Deb. Nothing lights me up more than getting my girls' results. Nothing lights me up more than when all of you ladies in this group decide to show up and decide to make decisions that they want to change your health. That lights me up. You're not going to get anywhere by sitting on your butt and just pretending to do work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You got to show up. And that's what I want to do, is I want to help you show up. I want to help you take action. I want to help you take action. And that sometimes needs a little bit of a kick in the pants, and I'm really good at doing that. I'm just saying. So, all right. Okay, well, I will go back and I will I'll look at the comments. I'll talk to Ingrid and see who won the signed copy of my book, and I'll post it in the group, and I'll email you and get your address so I can email you the group or email you the book. And Ingrid, what are the official answers? Okay, did anybody answer though? Here are the 2 questions. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'm going to ask them again, and the first person that shows up, we'll get the question. So the first question, or get the book. The first question was, what is diabetes? How I explained this tonight, what is diabetes? The answers are in your book, by the way. The answers are in the diabetes book, or you can watch the video again. So what is diabetes? And the second question is for insulin to work, to open the door for the cell, two things must happen. So two things have to happen in order for the insulin to be able to push the sugar into the cell. I talked about two specific things that had to happen. What are those two things? Okay, so those are the two questions. Go ahead and post your answers. The first person that posts them in will get a book. Patricia, yes, that is the answer to the diabetes question, Patricia. So if you were the first one, you will get a signed book. Woohoo! And we'll look for the other answer. Okay? Yay! All right, I will let you guys go. This was a long class tonight. Tomorrow night, same time, same bat channel. Get all of your information printed out, filled in. Tomorrow night we're talking about inflammation and fasting, and we're going to have a couple other really amazing guests tomorrow night. All right? I will be continuing to look at the questions and answer any questions that come up tonight as I look through the materials here. I'll answer some more questions. Bianca, minerals was one. That's one answer. There's still one more. It's a different one. It's close. So Bianca, I'll give you a chance. So minerals in the cell is one, but there's sugar is the third, but there's another more important one. Okay? But Bianca, you work on that. I have faith. All right, ladies, we will see you guys tomorrow night, okay? Have an amazing night. And congratulations to my wieners. I will get your addresses and I will send this book off, get this off to you. Join me tomorrow night, same time. Bye for now. Oh, one last thing. I almost forgot. Your action item. Your action item. I want to know, if you're willing to share with me, I want to know what your A1C is right now. Okay? So in the comments, post action item, what is your A1C? And then if your A1C, whatever it is, I want you to tell me how bad you want to lower that A1C. That's your action item for the night. Post in the group, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.